Yo, what's up guys, it's Webhead2099 here, and we are back for more Mighty Morphin Power Rangers reactions. Now, this is Season 1, Episode 7, I believe. I was going to do one episode originally, because of time, but I'm just going to do two, so 7 and 8. We'll be reacting to today. So last episode, called Food Fight, I believe it was where Rita Repulsa, the main villain of the show so far as we know, made a pig-like monster to eat all the food in the world so people could starve. And the Rangers were actually having a cultural food day festival type thing at their school gym use bar area, which is really, really cool. And I really liked how they were just doing all cultures. Apparently, it would seem that yeah, that's all I can say about that. It was just really cool to see. And even back then in the 90s, like, people, even in TV shows, just shows that doesn't matter where you're from, you have to respect each other, and whatever culture you're from, there's always new things to try, food included. That's what I took from it anyway. It was just really, really cool to see. And the villain costumes are just so damn good, interesting, so good. Anyway, on with the show. I always have to figure out how to turn these on. I know how to turn them on, just it's hard to see in this lighting right now. It's 3 a.m. right now. Alright, episode 7 of season. I got a haircut. Don't want you guys to really see it yet, but it just cut low, is all. It just really cut low. Episode 7, Season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers starts now. 1, 2, 3, go. Motherfuck. Shit. I have to stop pressing buttons. Darn it. I messed up myself. Right, thank you. It's enough of that. I have to reset this whole damn thing. Alright. 1, 2, 3, go. That's episode 7 done. Yeah, episode 7. That's episode 7 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, season 1. Done. Alright. So this is a good episode again. It was good, yeah. Not too big a plot forward so far, but it was still a good episode. Had a good story. It involved Kimberly and Trini, the two female rangers of the group, taking care of a little girl called Mary or Emily. What was her name? I can't believe I forgot her name already. Maria. They're looking after a girl named Maria, and it was really cool to see, like, them both being babysitters, somewhat, and a little bit of the focus of this group, like them going on a picnic with her. And it just reminded me, I haven't gone on a picnic in years, really. So it's been a minute since I've done one. I should do one again with my family or whatever. But yeah, and we just planned and wanted to unlock the morphine eggs created by the morphine ancestor masters. Now, what's that about? Because that was a new, interesting power plot point set thing that they set up in this episode. Now, the Morphine Masters, were they, and Zordon said it was 10,000 millennia ago. So are the Morphine Masters the creators of the, I keep stuttering, are the Morphine Masters the creators of the Morphine Grid? Is my question. And what's in the Morphine eggs? Are they new Zords, a new type of power, or what? Or does Zordon know more? Like, what's going on there? Very interesting stuff. This was still a good episode though, and this was the first episode that Bulk and Skull were not fully in until the very end, and it was just as a joke, because all we saw was Bulk get salsa spilled on him, and Spike just laughing. So maybe the actors were busy that day and just couldn't film. And that happens in a lot of TV shows. Like when an actor is busy or something or can't do the show anymore, they either recast them, replace them, or they're just not in there for an episode. Which is fine, it's not a big deal. Because Bulk and Skull are side characters, but I just like seeing them. And it was kind of like, oh, a surprise that they weren't in this episode until the very end, which we did see. Alright, that does for episode 7. Let's get into episode 8. It is for episode 8 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Alright, that was another good episode. And another one where they had a kid in it. So far we've seen like 3 or 4, we've seen 3 kids in the Power Rangers episode so far. First we saw the Death Girl that Kimberly was teaching, she was teaching in her dance class, but she had a bunch of people dancing. But yeah, we had the Death Girl and the other kids that were kidnapped. And then we had this kid, Willie. And then the episode before we had Maria. So it's really cool to see them like just helping out kids. Like they're just really good people. They're just nice. And that should be a lesson to anybody and everybody, that do something nice in general, even if it's for a kid. Just like, and kids are just so innocent and sweet. It's just really cool to see. And kids have such great potential for growing up. Like this kid Willie, we see, was really smart like Billy, and he made virtual reality, which I just think is really cool, especially for the time that this show came out in 1996. Like, I thought virtual reality was like maybe in the this is the 1990s, but I thought it was like wasn't really a thing until like the early 2000s. But no, they actually implemented it in a TV show where a kid just decided to make it a thing for a science fair project. That's really cool. Alright, my nose there too. And then this episode we saw yet another new villain that Rita was helping. But this is one that she didn't create. It was a guy called I Guy. No, Monster I Guy. To kidnap Willie. And he was just some evil creature villain that she knew of from years ago. And she called him over so he could help kidnap this kid. And apparently, in his past, or so ever how long, he would kidnap smart young kids, to power himself. Now that is dark and creepy. And just his whole body covered in eyes, that's just nasty. And as I've said so many times before, the costumes in these shows, when it comes to the villains, are so darn creatively good. Well, I know it has to be just Sentai footage that they're using, I suppose, but they have Rita and these monsters. So whoever is in the suit, whoever did costume design for the Sentai footage or whatever else, is really smart. Because these designs are just so great. Even the Power Ranger costumes I like they're just like blue, pink, red, yellow, black. They're just it's just spandex. It's pretty much a Spider-Man suit, but I like it. It's just really interesting. This was another good episode. I really liked it, and just I like that Billy also had a connection with Willie. Like they even had a handshake that they did with their suspenders, and just Broken Skull as usual, being knuckleheads. And this time we actually got to see them fight a bit between Jason and Zach and Billy, because Billy flipped Bulk over his shoulder, and just bam, they had them get in this machine at the science fair, the fashion machine it was called, and then transform them into girls, outfit wise, not gender wise. They're just so funny. The actors and everything. It's just so much fun. Rita's plan, it. No, Rita's plan wasn't bad. It was good, but I think it would have been nice to maybe see I Guy capture like 2 or 3 more kids, and then have Willie be last, so they could save a little more kids besides just Willie. But I thought it was fine for execution purposes. I thought they did it really good, and it's really nice to see this character development from everybody. Like Jason, Zach, and Billy really stood up to Bulk and Skull, and then just Willie and Billy together was really nice to see. Like just how smart Willie is, and you can obviously assume that since we saw them at Billy's garage house in the beginning of the episode, that Billy is helping Willie with this project. So Billy's just a great guy too. They're all just great, awesome people. It's really fun to see. Alright. Now next episode we have, well, I guess next 2 episodes. Yeah, I think I'll do 2 episodes every reaction, because that'll be a lot easier to edit than 3. Because either either the processing will just take too long. I mean, it wasn't that bad when I did 3 before. Just time wise, I just don't want to spend like 2 to 3 hours editing a video that's an hour long. So yeah, this is really good. So next 2 episodes we have is titled "For Whom the Bell Trolls" and "Happy Birthday, Zach." All right, I'll see you guys next time. This is Webhead 2099, and yeah, stay Spidey, stay Spidey webs. But I don't know. To work on that. Peace.